The Dream of the Educated Youth, The Transformation from the Field to the Factory. Chapter 1, The Cry of Freedom. On a summer afternoon, sunlight shines through the windows in the living room of the Chen family's old house, and calligraphy treasures left by their ancestors hang on the walls. Chen Shenglan, a boy who had just graduated from high school, sat on a wooden chair, his eyes firm but revealing a hint of immaturity. I don't want to be restrained anymore, I want to be an educated youth. He slapped the table suddenly, his tone stiff. The whole family fell silent. Mother Chen frowned, and said softly, Shenglan, you are still a child, you can't do any work at home, how can you endure hardship? Father Chen sighed, educated youth, that's not a joke, it's going to the countryside, exposed to the sun and rain, and they have to carry heavy burdens. You can't even hold a bowl with such strength. Uncle Lu, a neighbor, heard it and shouted through the wall, that child of the Chen family, his shoulders are still tender, how can he stand it when he goes to the countryside? But Chen Shenglan already had a fire in his heart, and he imagined the freedom of the distant fields, even if it was a little bitter. Chapter 2, Reflections on the Sickbed. The night before he was about to leave, Chen Shenglan suddenly felt chest tightness and fever, and was rushed to the county hospital. In the hospital room, the cold light shone on his pale face, and he looked at the ceiling, confused. At this time, Nurse Xiao Zhou asked softly, "You are so stubborn, why don't you take care of yourself first?" Shenglan smiled bitterly, "I want to be free, I want to prove myself." Xiao Zhou lowered his head to sort out the medicine, and his tone was soft, "Freedom is very important, but there is not only one way. You can find your place in a different way." This sentence was like a light that pierced through the fog in his heart. Chapter 3, An Unexpected Transformation. After being discharged from the hospital, Chen Shenglan did not immediately sign up to go to the countryside. He silently began to look for job opportunities. Aunt Zhang, who was in the neighborhood, said in surprise, "Shenglan, didn't you say that you wanted to be an educated youth? Why are you in the factory now?" Shenglan smiled, "I thought, since I can't go to the field to train the chain, let's go to the factory first to see if I can do it." His first job was at the town's Changjiang machinery factory, where the roar of the machines and the sweat and oil stains of the workers made him truly feel the weight of life for the first time. Chapter 4, The Baptism of the Factory. At the factory, Chen Shenglan met Han Liuxi, a worker from the countryside. Lu Xi talks extraordinary, but he is full of confusion about the future. "Why did you choose to stay here?" Shenglan asked. Lu Xi sighed, "This is a springboard, not a destination. But the reality is breathless." The two hit it off and began to learn technology in their spare time and plan for the future. Once, the factory suddenly announced layoffs, and Willow Creek was notified that he would leave. Shenglan said firmly, "We can't give up, this is just the beginning." Chapter 5, Breaking the Cocoon into a Butterfly. After months of hard work, Shenglan not only became familiar with mechanical maintenance, but was also unexpectedly recommended to participate in the provincial technical competition. On the day of the competition, he faced masters from the city and big factories, and the pressure was huge. At the end of the competition, Shenglan unexpectedly won the second place and received a job offer in a large factory in the city. This news shook his world like spring thunder. Chapter 6, The Other Side of Dreams. Coming to the city, Chen Shenglan experienced new challenges. The fast-paced, unfamiliar crowds of the city made him feel lonely, but he never flinched. At a company planning meeting, he proposed a plan to improve the production process, which was appreciated by his superiors. At this time, the former dream of educated youth is no longer the only one, and he has written his own legend with his own efforts. Chapter 7, Looking Back at the Field. Many years later, Chen Shenglan returned to his hometown with a body of achievement. The fields were still quiet, but he knew that true freedom was the persistence of his heart. His family and neighbors were amazed by his transformation, and he said with a smile, "My dreams have made me go a long way, and I have also learned how to be strong." The fields and factories, bitter and sweet, are intertwined into a rich picture of life. Chapter 8, Undercurrents in the Factory. In his first year at the city's big factory, Chen Shenglan was like a fish in water, but he soon discovered that the factory was not as simple as he imagined. There is a power struggle hidden in the management, with Luo Haiqian, the head of the technical department, and Lu Wei, the manager of the production department, frequently fighting for resources and personnel power. Shenglan was first involved in it because one of his innovative plans was secretly blocked by Lu Wei. One day, Shenglan met a newcomer in the office, Han Wangqing, Lu Xi's cousin and a quality inspector at the factory. Wangqing's straightforwardness and tenacity made Shenglan's heart warm. "You have to be careful, the water here is much deeper than in the fields," Wangqing reminded with a smile. The two began working together, driving technological innovation while navigating the factory's complex network of people. Chapter 9, A Split in the Shadows. Shenglan's improvement plan gradually took effect, and the efficiency of the factory improved, but it attracted Luo Haiqian's jealousy. Luo Haiqian used his power to try to make Shenglan's work go wrong, and even framed him for stealing company secrets. In the face of sudden accusations, Shenglan fell into a trough for a while. At this time, Han Wangqing secretly collected evidence and found the old workers in the former factory to prove Shenglan's innocence. This crisis has made Shenglan deeply aware of the reality of the workplace, but it has also inspired him to fight even more. Chapter 10, Friendship and Betrayal. Su Hang, another important figure in the factory, was once a good friend of Shenglan, but chose to side with Luo Haiqian because of interests. Shenglan was entangled in her heart and tried to redeem her friendship, but Su Hang said indifferently, "Shenglan, there is nothing in this world like power and money." However, in a safety accident, Su Hang's negligence almost caused serious consequences, and Shenglan stepped forward to save his life. This incident caused subtle changes in the relationship between the two, and Su Hang began to reflect on his life choices. Chapter 11, The Sprout of Love. Under the pressure of work, the relationship between Shenglan and Han Wangqing gradually warmed up. Wangqing took Shenglan to participate in the flower market in the city, and the two talked about each other's hometowns and dreams. "Do you remember Willow Creek?" Shenglan asked. Wangqing nodded. "He has always been a role model in my heart, even though we have both taken different paths." This relationship made Shenglan feel the warmth and support that he had not felt for a long time, and also made him persevere in the midst of difficulties. Chapter 12, Turning Point in Adversity. At a national technology exhibition, Shenglan was invited to present his innovative achievements. On the eve of the exhibition, a fire broke out at the factory and caused heavy damage. Shenglan faced the biggest test in her life, how to lead the team to rebuild in a difficult situation. He led workers around the clock to repair machinery and equipment, and also used his connections to seek outside help. After the fire, the factory is more united and more dynamic than ever. Chapter 13, Return to Home. After the factory was rebuilt, Shenglan finally had time to go home to visit her family. The fields of the hometown are still the same, and the old houses in the village are still modeled. His family looked at him with pride and relief in their eyes. Ah Chiang, a little friend in the village, asked him, "Shenglan, do you still want to go back to be an educated youth?" Shenglan smiled and said, "Everyone's path is different, and my freedom is to find my place and work hard for it." Chapter 14, A New Chapter of Dreams. After returning to the city, Shenglan took over a large-scale project and prepared to introduce an intelligent production system. It's a huge adventure and an opportunity to change the industry. Han Wangqing and Su Hang also joined the team, and the three worked together to bring the factory into a new era. Shenglan's name began to spread inside and outside the industry. Chapter 15. The future is ahead. Years later, Shenglan became a technology leader and founded his own company, focusing on helping young people like him find their way in life. Han Wangqing became his partner and business partner, while Su Hang regained his original intention and became a factory safety consultant. Chen Shenglan understands that there is no fixed path in life, only continuous exploration and perseverance. He stood on the tall buildings of the city, looking at the fields in the distance, and his heart was full of hope.